Here we are. We're live. You can talk.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Iron, Dust, and Blood. We are here with our full cast. Mason is here. He's just not sharing his video. So don't fret. We're going to jump right in because I think we left on a bit of a cliffhanger, maybe just a little bit, with some dynamite sailing through the air. But first, let's do a quick around the room, introduce all our players today and the characters. Let's start with Diana.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Hi,
I'm it all up today.
I know, I'm so confused. I am Diana, one half of Bard Barbarian here, and I will be Miss Mabel Monroe.
And Ulrich, who are you and who are you playing? Or I guess I should have said that differently, but you know what?
He's Ulrich playing
Ulrich
Xavier.
all along, just playing.
Oh my
god. So I'm Lord Fancy. You can find me as such all over, and I play Ulrich Wolf, the bounty hunter in this story.
And Miss Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I am playing Miss Magnesium Monroe. Full name Molly Monroe. Goes by the name of Mags. Likes fire a lot, as it turns out.
You know, real character development going on into Pyromania.
I mean, let's be real. The seeds were always planted. They've just begun to bloom.
And last but not least, our High Plains drifter, Mason.
Hey everybody, my name is Mason Dula. I'm playing Sheriff Dallas Rex, and pretend that I'm emoting a lot because I would be. Also, I'm wearing my Bard and Barbarian shirt, even though you can't see it. I am wearing it.
It's really the thought that counts.
It is.
That's what I like to say, and it gets me out of stuff all the time.
That's what we call radio advertising. I'm totally wearing it. You just can't see it.
And let me just tell you guys, this shirt is the most comfortable that I've worn in a very long time.
Why are you saying it so close to your microphone?
That's his radio voice.
That's how you
I don't like
voice.
it. Kelly, thank you so much for all the subs. You're so sweet. We love you. Amanda,
Yes,
thank you for joining us. We love you too.
And I would hazard a guess that you look stunning in this shirt.
You know I do, and you can too if you go to bardandbarbarian.com.
Well, with that completely organic plug,
That was so bad.
we're gonna roll into our story here. So last time when we left our investigators, they were poised on the precipice of a battle. And we had set up in several different areas as a train comes barreling down the tracks towards a bridge over a canyon. Mags, what is it that you are contributing to this ambush, as it were, and where are you right now?
Sorry. Well, we'd set some charges. I was with Tad.
Mm-hmm.
Your new boo.
To have those charges go off. They didn't work as planned. So I did what any sensible gal would do, and I hucked a stick of dynamite after the train.
Your special stick that Tad had just given you to keep in your back pocket for emergencies, right?
Yeah, I don't know that it's a special stick like how I'm the special friend, but I would say, yes, it was the emergency stick.
Emergency dynamite stick. Everyone should keep one in their saddlebags.
No, they shouldn't.
And why not? Why not, Maybell?
Danger. That's really
Danger. Maybell Monroe. What are you doing during this adventure?
Well, I don't. I'm more of a social gal, not so much of the fighting type. So I whipped up a few little treats, laid them on the train tracks, and then went to, as I recall, the top of the canyon, looking down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
The top of the canyon, looking down into the ravine where I've just witnessed my beautiful, wonderful, talented sister as she heaved a stick of dynamite through the air.
Because Tad and Mags had laid a sizable charge of dynamite on the train tracks right before the bridge, and something right before they were set to explode, a wave of something left the train and blew all of the dynamite off of the tracks and away from danger, as it were. And Sheriff Dallas Rex, how are you poised to contribute to this battle?
I was just trying to take up a position because if I recall, I was kind of across the canyon from where some other people were riding in on the other side.
It was on the same side, but yeah, it was down below. So you were on this track that you could ride your horse out.
Yeah, Ulrich's on the other side above, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's a little bit a ways off.
So I guess I'm honestly just going out with the cavalry, just trying to. We'll see how it goes. Mm-hmm.
And last but not least are I don't know. I've already used the word intrepid like 3 times, and it's stuck in my head. So we'll probably hear it another couple times this show. But Ulrich, the bounty hunter, who was separated from the group and had a bit of a dust up with some Pinkertons.
Yeah, I don't think Ulrich's in much of a shape to fight anybody at the moment. But if it comes to it, he'll protect his friends.
So you're with one of the members of the Boone gang, William Butler, who has patched
unaware
you up
of
a little
it
bit.
so far.
Oh yes, he has not told you what outfit he's a part of.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that might come up. And you are riding double on his horse as you come out onto this perspective, as you see the train chugging along, and you see the dynamite get blasted out from in front, and you don't know exactly what's going on, but you can guess that's not what was supposed to happen. So we're going to come back to our story as this single stick of dynamite comes twirling end over end towards the front of the train. And about that time, sparks fly up from underneath the train as the wheels on the engine lock up, and they come screeching with this terrible noise to a halt mere feet from the edge of the canyon as this dynamite tumbles and connects with the front of the engine with a massive explosion and just wrecks that whole front end. The wheels still seem like they're intact, but the smokestack and everything that is an engine has just kind of been blasted. And there's a moment of silence as this blast rings out across the canyon. Maybell, it appears that your tricks that you had slapped onto the train had somehow locked up the wheels on the engine, and it was unable to keep going.
Good.
So if you recall, Maybell did a roll a couple weeks ago now, and we've had to borrow that knowledge away. So she was able to craft using her tinkerer skills, some traps that she adhered to the tracks that apparently went unnoticed by those inside the train. As soon as this momentary lull ends, everybody on the top of the canyon starts firing at the train. It doesn't appear that there's any targets as of yet, but all of the Boone gang that are lined up on the canyon begin unloading on the glass windows and of the passenger cars. If you recall, there was an engine there were 2 armored cars. There was a passenger car with glass windows, and then there was the caboose. Ulrich has some knowledge about what's going on inside this train, but the rest of you do not. Ulrich, you're sitting on the horse with William, and he says, "That wasn't supposed to happen like that." Oh God, wait. Hold up. Gotta recalibrate this.
We'll wait.
Oh God, I've lost it. We're just gonna roll. I don't know if I can get that Irish accent back right now. My brain's not working. Led, that weren't supposed to happen like that. Come on, we've got to get down there.
I'm gonna draw my gun.
And he's going to kick this tired horse into gear as he goes charging towards the train. Mabel, what are you doing on top of the hill there? I don't believe you had a firearm.
No, no, I didn't think that far ahead. Are you kidding? I'll probably like get really excited seeing that my devices worked, first of all, so I'll probably sort of like do a little jump for joy. What are the other men on the ridge doing right now?
They're firing indiscriminately. They never told you exactly what to expect, but they said it was a horror beyond reckoning inside this train.
Oh, great.
So they have begun unloading with their rifles at the spots where they could. So they're
Cool.
raining fire down on the engine as well as the passenger car.
Cool. So I take it there isn't just like a pile of guns laying around.
Not really.
Are there rocks?
Yeah, absolutely. You can sling some rocks
I'm
down that hill.
gonna throw some rocks at this train.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll because that will
Gravity.
be ineffectual. But you do take a couple rocks and you chuck them down there. Give me your best insult for what you're saying to this train as you're chucking
I'm
rocks at
insulting
it.
the train?
Well, and the evil that is aboard it.
Vicious train mockery.
Yeah, vicious train mockery. That'll teach you to come to my town, kill my pappy, and then try and hurt everyone I love?
It's good.
That's all I got.
Something.
Yeah,
Throw those rocks at it.
Mabel hasn't had to insult a lot of people, okay?
Here in the distant background, woo, from Mags.
Speaking of Mags, you have thrown this dynamite and you've seen it. It apparently did some pretty bad damage to this here train. What do you do?
Does Tad react to my tossing the dynamite?
Tad is actually in shock about what happened with his charges that he had laid there, because that was strange.
I swear this never happens.
I want to run ahead and see if I can't. Like, how far away from the? Could I ostensibly catch up to the train?
Train is stopped, but yeah, you could run from your hiding place, because you and Tad were probably closest to where the train is now because you had your charges set.
Yeah, I want to. So what I want to do is, if I'm assuming Tad has some like extra sticks on him.
Yeah.
And I want to literally reach over, grab some, and go running toward the train.
Oh boy. Give me a sleight of hand roll. It's not going to be overly difficult to get this away from him, but he might fight you on it.
That is not a success. No.
What'd
sir.
you roll?
I rolled a 49.
You beat Tad's 57, so
Ha! Ha!
you
Great.
snatch 3 sticks of dynamite from him as he's kind of standing there in shock about everything that just happened. Tad wasn't the most stable person as it was, and this kind of unhinged him a little bit more. I don't know what that was about. Fucking crazy right there, man. Once again, I think I messed that accent up. But that's what Tad is now. He had a mental break and he turned into a redneck.
That one was perfect, actually. That's exactly what he sounded like last time.
Nailed it. I got one voice for these crazy dynamite linging folks. I don't know. All right. Mason. Sheriff Rex.
Mm-hmm.
What is your reaction here? So everybody's going to take a pause, as the things that happened were not what they were expecting to happen. So you get the opportunity to kind of lead the way here if you want to.
Excuse me if I missed it. What happened to the stick that was thrown?
It blew up the front of the train.
Okay, and
Train was already stopped, but now it's probably not going anywhere.
yeah, I was gonna say train's probably not moving then, right?
Correct. It has come
And-
to a stop a mere feet from the canyon.
Oh, so it's not like in the canyon. And then the people near me have not moved at all.
They were waiting for a signal from the top of the hill, and that signal didn't quite come because
Well, I'm
everything
giving
kinda
it to
went
them
to
then.
shit. Okay.
I'm probably just gonna see if I can wave them on. That's as good a signal as we're gonna get. And I'm gonna fucking head on out there.
Okay. As you spur out around the sort of hidden area here, the depression in the land, you sorry, the Boone gang is not huge. I think there were two with you. You've got Clay Kelly and Charles Ryan with you. And if that is incorrect from what we said last week, it's correct now. Cthulhu. So the three of you charge out, pistols drawn, and as you come around the edge, you see that the front end of the train is smoking. You see Mags coming around the other side, wielding her dynamite, and you see gunfire is being poured down on the engine from the above where the rest of the gang is set up. And you hear behind you another horse. And when you look back, you see William Butler, who you recognize because he went after Ulrich, and you do see Ulrich riding double with him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna give it like one of those nods, like, hurry up. We got work to do.
As you spur on towards the horses, or toward the train, spur your horses on towards the train, you see the windows on the armored train open up. Give me spot hidden.
Nope, it's a 91.
As an unholy noise comes from the train, and what can only be described as it sounds like 100 rifles are going off all at once as a chain gun erupts from the second armored car and begins laying fire down on the top of the hill. Mabel, I need you to give me a dodge roll.
Do you mean Mags?
Nope.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, balls! Hey guys, guess what I'm really not good at?
You're throwing rocks at the train and the train
Maybe-
decides to shoot back.
I
Maybe
shit-
your roll will be better than the hill.
You guys, I shit you not, I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
is a super duper success.
a
That was
rude
a
the
Matrix
turn.
move.
I will never do that again. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, you get a choice here because on the top of the hill with you is Logan Boone.
Okay.
I want to make sure I get this right. The medicine man that you were introduced to. Where's his description? The Cheyenne medicine man. Mary Boone. She's not holding a rifle. She is down a little ways with the rest of the horses. Gray Dawson and Buck and Boston Campbell. All 4 of them are on the hill with you.
Okay.
2 of them succeeded on their dodge roll. 2 of them did not. So you get to choose who you save with your 1. And I'm not going to tell you who succeeded and who failed.
Well, that's fucking rude.
It's snap decision. You see this thing open up, and Maybell goes into action, and she tackles
Logan Boone.
She tackles Logan Boone as this fire erupts from the train and starts just a as they unload on the canyon. All of the members of the Boone gang on that top duck down and jump for cover except for Buck Campbell. Buck Campbell goes to jump and just takes a couple rounds as he falls down to the ground. Boston Campbell, his brother, screams and jumps up and immediately begins shooting again. And he also gets taken out by the Gatling gun in the armored car. Mags, how do you react to this this death-dealing machine that has erupted from the train?
I think I stop in my tracks, and not to be confused with the train's tracks, and I want to pull one of the emergency sticks that I've taken and start trying to light it so that I can hopefully... I just feel like it's the dynamite equivalent of me just wanting to unload on the train and kill whatever's inside it.
Okay. Are you trying to throw it into the train that has the Gatling gun?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna say that you don't have any trouble lighting it, but you have to give me a throw. Mason, while she is rolling for dynamite, how do you react to the chain gun?
I mean, I want to shoot whoever's manning it, but I realize that may not be the easiest from where I am. Does it look like it'd be possible for me to stealth around to a place that might give me a bit better of a shot on this person without getting a bunch of lead in the face?
You could go around the other side of the train, so you're about even with the caboose right now. You haven't made it up to the passenger car yet, so you can still kind of juke around the back.
Yeah, let me do that. I want to do that and shoot that person.
Okay. Oh man, stealth. It's hard to be stealthy when you're charging a train on a horse, but we're gonna roll stealth to see if anybody notices you from inside the train.
Regular success.
Okay. Ulrich, how do you and William respond to TNT? And by TNT, not TNT, Gatling gun.
Give me a quick rundown of my nearest cover.
You are now kind of charging down the tracks. You see Sheriff Rex kind of coming as soon as the goes off, he saws at the reins on his horse and looks like he's going back towards the back of the train.
Well, if we're cutting in, God, I didn't want to get close.
Remember what's in that train.
Yeah, if we're cutting in, I at the very least want to get into a position where that gun's not going to be able to hit me. So the only thing I'm going to have to worry about is what's awaiting inside.
So you kind of go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm just going to holler at William, cover nearby the train.
And he kind of nods, and hunkers down behind the horse, kind of urging it on a little bit harder. What'd you get, Mags?
I got a fine success.
Fine success. Not a rootin' tootin'. Not a dynamite in the.
Not a kapow success, just a fine success.
So you haul off and throw that dynamite. You're mad. You're rootin' tootin' mad. And you aim for the slit that the Gatling gun is firing out of, and it looks like it's so sweet trajectory, and then it just bounces off the rim outside the window and bounces back away from the train. Go ahead and give me a dodge roll as the dynamite explodes and blows rocks and train tracks all over the place.
Ooh, that is a 2.
Hot damn, you guys are killing it.
That is what we call an explosive rootin' tootin' hoo-wee success.
You see that this dynamite has not gone where you wanted it to go, and you immediately hit the ground. As it blows up, your ears are ringing, but you just get pelted by a few rocks and pebbles. Now it does, it shakes the car, but it doesn't damage the armor of this car. And the Gatling gun stops for a moment, and then you see it begin to retrain where you are, as everybody on the top of the hill has stopped firing.
How much distance is there between the top of the canyon and the top of the train?
So there's two different things here. There's the canyon that's ahead of the train that has the bridge over it, and then you are on a slight rise above where the train is.
Okay.
So you're about 100 yards from the top of the canyon, or top of the hill where you are down to the train.
Oh, that's a long way. That's way too much for me to jump.
You could roll down the hill, just jump and then.
That doesn't seem wise, because I want to end up on top of the train, not directly in front of the gun.
Yeah, getting on top of the train from where you are is tricky. You'd have to go down by where Sheriff Rex was and take that sort of depression in the land. Now you have just tackled Logan Boone and watched the Campbell brothers get mowed down by this Gatling gun.
To be harsh, I don't give a shit about them.
Okay.
The fact that my sister is charging towards the train is of concern to me right now. So if I see that happen, I will probably get off Logan Boone as quickly as I can and start making my way down the hill. I can't believe you just made that face.
What? I didn't say
Shut
anything.
up, Justice.
You as you tackle Logan, save his life, and then you roll over and immediately start kind of hunch walking towards down the hill, and you hear an explosion go off. Another one. Boom. And you hear the train sort of rock on its tracks.
Would it be faster to roll down the hill?
It would be much more dangerous.
But would it be faster?
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna do then.
Okay. You're gonna take a flying leap off this hill.
Yep.
You're gonna hit the ground and roll. So give me a jump roll. We'll do jump.
You can fall from any height so long as you roll when you hit the ground.
Exactly. You just gotta tuck and roll.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just
guys,
science.
I didn't put any extra points in jump.
You know, it's okay. I'm sure everything will be fine.
It's a
I don't think you were
failure.
expecting to go into any clubs, so
Yeah, this is not my bag. This isn't my jam. I failed real bad.
You how bad did you fail? What'd you
I
roll?
rolled a 78.
Okay, all right. You
Rootin' tootin' failure.
hear this explosion go off, and you peek your head up, and you see Mags hit the ground. And you see from where you're at, you can see the Gatling gun start to turn, and you just leap off this hill.
Mm-hmm.
No thought.
Yep.
You hit the ground about 6 feet away from where you were, and just go ass over tea kettle, falling, rolling down this hill. And you take 1 point of superficial damage.
Okay.
I think that's a World of Darkness term, but that's what we're going with.
Yeah, we are not supernatural creatures, so I don't think we can take superficial damage, but
I mean, like, you get banged up a little bit. You take 1 point of damage, and you've got cuts and scrapes.
I look
on
beautifully tousled now.
Yeah, you got sticks in your hair.
You
Like
wear it
that,
well.
that artful, like, scratch right here that has just a little bit of blood.
A little bit of
like
bedhead, but like, yeah.
Ulrich has on his, it.
I look like
you've-
Ulrich.
You've been beat up, but it's done tastefully.
Sure.
Tasteful damage. All right. Sheriff, you come around the back of the train. You saw your horse around, and you come around the back of the caboose.
Okay. If the horse is gonna draw that much attention, I will ditch it in favor of extra stealth. But
Okay. So you're gonna jump off the horse. Are you gonna try and board the train from the back of the train then?
I mean, did the second explosion kill Gatling gun guy?
No. Gatling gun, well, from where you are, you can't tell, but it did not go into the train car. You know that it exploded outside of the train.
Gotcha. Well, that guy, that's my main target. I want to get at him. Tell me, Justice, what do I do? Where is he at?
He's
What do I see?
2 cars ahead of you. So
Okay.
you have 2 choices from where you're at. You could ride around the side and pass the caboose, past the train car or the passenger car, and attempt to get on the armored car. You don't know what's in there. You do know that there's a Gatling gun, at least one Gatling gun inside. So you could either try to assault it from the outside, or you could try and go between the passenger car and the armored train and enter that way. Or you could just jump on the caboose and work your way. So you can go around or go through. Sorry, that was poorly.
You know what? I'm just gonna
failed.
whip out both pistols and go through.
All right, so you're gonna
Nothing could go wrong here.
jump off your horse and attempt to assault the train from the rear.
Yep.
Please phrase that differently.
Nope. Straight in the caboose chute. So
So anyways, I start blasting.
so I just start blasting the caboose. Give me a roll to see how gracefully you dismount your horse, because you're kind of going at a full speed here.
Dexterity?
Yeah, I think so. I don't. Well, ride actually. I think that's a ride skill.
Is that a ride skill?
Yeah, it's dismounting. How high's your dex?
The act of no longer writing.
Yeah.
My dex is a lot higher, but
Do ride and give a bonus roll for your dexterity,
oh, like a bonus die, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
because you
Let's
are dexy.
I failed by 2, so I guess I'm going to spend 2 more luck and make that a success then.
So you go to jump off your horse and your foot kind of gets tangled up in your
Even though
stirrup
it's a
there.
regular success?
No. Just I'm just crafting a story here. So you go to leap from your horse, and you're kind of at that height from the horse to the back of the caboose where you think you could just hop off real quick, but your foot gets a little tangled and you dismount fine, you don't get hurt, but you miss the edge of the caboose and you hit the ground instead. So you have to climb up on the caboose. Not a big deal. You are with 2 gentlemen. I'm going to see if Clay and Charles join you. They do not, so they keep riding around the other side of the car.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, they just leave you.
Call of Cthulhu red shirts.
Ulrich, you have closed distance with the now stopped train, and you see Sheriff Rex dismount his horse and jump up on the caboose.
I was gonna ask if I see this. Shit. William, he's heading in there. He has no idea what he's up against. You got to get after him.
What do you think I'm doing, lad? And he kicks the horse a little bit harder, and you get to the back of the train just as Sheriff Rex opens the door to the caboose. And you have the opportunity to dismount and join him, or ride around. You can get off this horse that William is on.
Well, I'm going to be a little hobbly.
You're hurting. You're hurting.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to get off without hurting myself, but I'm going to call over. Rex, you make sure you keep 2 eyes out. You don't know what you're going to expect in there.
Rex, give me a listen check to see if you can hear him over everything that's going on.
Yeah. Let me call this over here.
How high's your dexterity, Ulrich?
Hi.
You said listen.
75.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a ride roll, and do a bonus
Hard
die.
success.
Okay. Yeah. You hear him yell out. Do you respond?
Yeah. Now you gonna give me a hint?
Ooh. I'm going to spend 4 luck points to get a regular success on the ride.
You guys are not sticking the dismount here.
It's hard to explain. Just whatever you see, just understand it needs to get taken down.
So you jump off the horse, and you're within hailing distance of Sheriff now, and you hit the ground. You do feel that gunshot in your leg kind of shoot pain all the way up your body. William saws the reins and takes off after the other two.
Well, I wasn't expecting him to just fucking leave us back here.
Well, they seem to be good at that so far.
You remember, what's his name? The one with the
Cartwright.
Pinkerton? Mr. Cartwright?
Yeah, why?
Well, there's a lot more of them inside this train.
Do we have enough bullets?
Between the 2 of us, we should probably save one for ourselves.
I'm ready if you are.
I'm not. Let's go.
And you open the door into the caboose.
Kick it open.
Mags, you have hit the ground. You've been peppered with pebbles and dust and stone, and then give me spy hidden. It's not hard to see, but you know we'll.
Whatever. I was super stealthy.
That's a fail. That's like a real fail.
You got your head down, and you don't see Mabel come tumbling down the hill. Mags! Oof, 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 oof. Your dynamite didn't go off where you wanted it to. What's your next move?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I just want to blow everything up.
Do what you want.
So
I'm
in
gonna-
front of you, there's 2 armored cars. The engine is pretty well wrecked between the slamming on of the brakes and the dynamite that blew up the front. Engine's pretty well wrecked. There's an armored car behind that has not done anything yet, and then the one behind that has the Gatling gun, and it is turning its way towards you.
Yeah. I guess. Do I see any kind of cover I can get behind from the Gatling gun?
The train is probably your only cover,
So
directly ahead of you.
I'm gonna like belly crawl as close to the train as I can, trying to get like out of sight of anyone shooting.
Roll me luck, just straight luck.
Where is luck?
Luck's up towards the
Oh,
top.
I
It's
see
one of your main.
Oh, that's I rolled higher than my luck, so.
You begin crawling. As the Gatling gun spins its way towards you, and it opens fire, and the line of bullets go whipping, eating up the soil that you had just crawled past. You feel it tear at your clothing, and your heavy leather apron, but it actually doesn't hit you. But that's a pucker moment there as you crawl up next to the train. You're now inside its firing arc. It can't quite get to you. But from where you are now, you see Mabel come tumbling down the hill behind you, and she hits the ground 6 feet from that second train car. Mabel, you see the gun open fire on your sister as she's crawling up next to the train there.
Okay, so, and I'm sorry, I know you explained this. We have the engine, we have the car with the Gatling gun in it.
Nope, there's 2 armored cars. So there's one that hasn't done anything yet,
Sure.
and then there's the one with the Gatling gun.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Is it just like a small window that's opened up that the Gatling gun is sticking out of?
Yeah, it's sort of like an armored Venetian blind that's been opened up over this, maybe about a foot and a half, where the barrel of this Gatling gun is sticking out.
How wide is the barrel?
The barrel itself
Yep.
is, but it's made up of a bunch of little guns around it. So it's essentially this disc of tiny little rifle barrels, and the person on the other side is spinning a crank, and it's just moving that cylinder around as it fires another bullet. It's not an overly complex machine, but it is definitely the most highly technical gun on the battlefield right now.
And I would know how that works.
I would think so. I think that is enough of a technological marvel
That's a
at this
thing that I
time
would
that
know.
you
Okay.
know.
Cool. So,
It sparked your interest.
yeah, I know that's probably not true. But, okay. Well, this may end really badly. Knowing how the gun works and seeing my sister in danger, how far am I from the actual train car?
6 feet.
Cool.
You landed flat on your face 6 feet from that train car.
As I'm getting up, I'm gonna take a handful of gravel, probably with a couple small, like, rock pebbles, styles, rocks in there. And I'm going to where the barrel of the Gatling gun is sticking out of the thing. On the bottom, where it isn't firing bullets out of right this second, I'm gonna try and shove some of the rocks down the barrel.
Okay. Give me a intelligence, just straight intelligence.
That's just barely a success.
You know that this would have a limited magazine, and that they will have to take a few seconds if they're really, really skilled, 30 seconds to reload very soon, because they've been firing nonstop essentially for the last little while.
Okay, cool. Then I will not shove my hand in front of the firing gun while it's firing, but instead will wait until it is reloading, and then I will shove rocks down the barrels.
Okay.
That's like Looney Tunes, put your finger in the barrel.
Yeah, you know, what could go wrong?
All right. Ulrich and Rex, you kick the door open on this caboose. You're both familiar with trains. You've been around them enough, and you expect this to sort of be the the crew quarters. So the caboose is generally where the engineer, you usually have a couple engineers on the train and they alternate so that you've always got somebody in sleeping. So you expect this to be some crew quarters. But when you kick it open, it's almost like you've been transported back east. And it's a very lavishly appointed passenger car. There's no windows, but it's got curtains hung up like it's mocking the interior of a richly furnished study. There's a nice bed there that you wouldn't expect to see on a train, but it's a full-size bed. Usually space is at a premium on a train. And you don't see anyone else in this train currently. But there's furnishings, there's a desk, things of that nature, and everything is askew right now from the abrupt stop that the train was forced to take.
Quite lavish.
Just to be super clear, Justice, there's nothing I can shoot right now.
No, there's no persons in there that you can make pay currently.
Well, just given what Ulrich has told me and the fact that everybody's told me that this train is just full of pure evil, barring a very couple specific things, I'm going to shoot anything that moves.
Okay.
And make my way forward carefully, I guess.
Okay. But there is
quickly, because I do
Yep.
want to stop the Gatling gun as well.
Oh, yeah. There's no time to to dig around in desks or anything right now, but there is a door at the far side. Knowing what you know about basic train anatomy structure, I don't know. You know that there's going to be a short exterior and then the other train on the other side, that passenger car that was being shot up, that Ulrich has some knowledge of.
When we get to that other side, I'm sure you already know, but nothing in here is worth living.
All right. Well, that's fine by me. Let's go.
Give me both of you give me a spot hidden.
Extreme success.
Oh, 38. That's my spot hidden. 2 points, not worth it.
Sheriff Rex, as you are moving quickly but carefully through this train, you do notice a lot of the decorations have snakes in them. So the curtains are tied back with these rondels that are in the shape of that coiled snake from the coin that you saw. You see them in the woodwork on the side of the train as well as the bedposts. In general, it's sort of a snaky motif. Curiouser and curiouser.
I'll log that in the old brain hole then for now.
Log it in the brain hole as he steps through the caboose. Mags, you now see your sister. She has tumbled down this hill, grabbed a handful of gravel, and she's standing sort of below the back up against the train, below where the Gatling gun is.
Is she in the line of fire of the Gatling gun?
Nope, you are.
Oh, I thought I had crawled out of the line of fire.
Yeah, but you're up close, and it's still sort of aimed. Man, it's aimed as close as it could get to you, right? Like it can't get any closer to the train than you are, so it's got like this wedge that is just a no see zone. It's still aimed over towards you, so if you were to step out, it could potentially see you. It is still firing as of this moment. Does that make any sense?
It does. I'm hesitating because the thing I want to do works in my head, but I don't know enough about Gatling gun construction to know if it's...
I don't either.
Gatling
so,
gun construction.
I'm sure someone on Twitch does, but
we're making this
regardless,
all up as we go.
what I'd like to do, because in my brain, I'm basically like very close to the spot on the train where the Gatling gun is mounted. Yes?
You're up a little bit further. So Belly is directly underneath the Gatling gun. It's in an armored car train, and all you can see right now is the barrel sticking out. You
Okay.
are up against the next train car up.
I want to toss a stick of dynamite to Belly.
Okay. Lit?
No.
Okay.
You can do that part. Yeah, I want to basically toss a stick of dynamite to Belly, be like,
Alley-oop.
yeah, exactly, like, like take that thing out, and toss it, and then like, I had crawled basically like belly crawled over. I want to huck the stick at her, and then just either whichever direction makes more sense, keep crawling or like roll away, so I'm basically like with it like out of the line of fire.
Okay. Give me a throw. And Maybell, give me a dexterity.
This
That's
can
all right.
only go badly.
Regular old success.
That's a failure. By 2. Oh my. Yeah, I'll spend the luck.
Yeah.
I'll spend the luck.
So you toss this stick of dynamite to Maybell, who has a handful of gravel, and she's just waiting. And you see this stick of dynamite coming at you, and you sort of like fumble your gravel and almost drop this stick of dynamite, but manage to catch it. I would like to point out, the Monroe sisters do not know the current location of Ulrich and Sheriff Rex. Just throwing that out there for no reason. No reason. I'm also looking for lighters in the Civil War. Like this era. I don't know how outside of like a flint and steel how you would normally light something like this. But you know what? We're rolling with it for the time being.
We had mentioned this before. Lighters actually were invented a lot sooner than you think.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have one.
Maybe you do. We'll have to do some sort of
Avid smoker.
Ooh, no, I have an idea. Okay. You catch the stick of dynamite,
Yeah.
and you look up, and about the time you catch that, oh hi Hodor, the chain gun stops firing,
Okay.
and you hear movement inside. You look up and you see the barrel of this gun is glowing red hot from the friction heat.
So, I love my sister, but I think she's turned into a pyromaniac. I know, as Maybell, I know that the gravel will work, right? It will basically backfire the gun, essentially. Right? Storyteller?
We got to see what the dice say.
All right, you know what? Maybell knows that. So she's not going to shove dynamite in there and blow up the entire train and ruin this artifact that we're, in theory, supposed to, take away from evil and save the world with, all that stuff. I will shove the gravel in and probably burn my hand in the process.
Okay. Yeah, you've got rocks of different size. Roll me. Let's go.
Roll me rocks.
Roll for rocks. Roll me luck.
I just spent some. Why are you gonna make me roll luck now?
Look, luck is gonna be my default thing where it's like, I don't know, can you do that? Try it, see if it works.
That is, there aren't levels of success with luck, are there?
Nope. Well, yes. I mean, it's still a percentage of your luck.
It's a hard. No, it's an extreme success then.
An extreme success. All right.
I rolled a 12.
Man, you take that handful of gravel and you shove it in there. And you do burn your hand a little bit. Make note of that. You're not going to take damage, but it might cause issues if you try to do super dexterous things in
Cool.
the
Okay.
most recent fruit tree.
Okay.
And you know that at least a couple of those barrels got real clogged as you shove that gravel and dirt and dust into the train or
Cool.
into the Gatling gun.
And as I've done that, I will, in the hopes of jarring the gentleman firing it, run directly out away from the train so that I am in the line of fire.
Okay. What'd you do with the dynamite?
I still have it in my hand.
It's in your hand? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I'll run up towards the other armored car, but like fast, but not super fast. Like
You're trying to
I'm trying to get him to shoot at me.
bait them into firing.
I'm trying to get him to shoot at me.
All right. Painting the picture, and then we're going to switch back over to the gentleman. Mags, you take this stick of dynamite, kiss it for luck, and chuck it at your sister, and she catches it. Not super deftly, but it's not going to be a highlight reel, but she catches it. And she looks at it for a second and just kind of jumps up and shoves this gravel into what you see is she takes a handful of something and just like high fives the gun and then takes off running where you have just seen this gun shooting. It is not shooting currently, but death and destruction. Gentlemen, Sheriff Rex, Bounty Hunter Ulrich Wolf, you all move through the caboose, the lavishly decorated caboose. You step outside for a moment. From where you're at, you still hear the machine gun, the Gatling gun going off at this moment. And the door to the next train is ahead of you.
Going for it?
Go for it. All right. This train has been shot a lot by the gentlemen on the hill that still have not kind of recovered their wits to start firing again. As you open the door, well, even before you open the door, you see that there are bullet holes and gun marks on even this side. And as you open the door, you see glass has shattered in. There's a couple bodies. And the bodies that you see are not human. They are scaly and reptilian. And ahead of you, there are 3 more. So there are several dead bodies. And ahead are 3 humanoids that are backed up against the wall furthest from you. And they all have the face of Carl Cartwright.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot those in the face.
Roll me a sanity check real quick to see how you respond to being faced with a man that you know for a fact is dead. You shot him in the back of the head. And you know what? I think Ulrich at this stage is not going to be so... I mean, he's going to see the lizard people. I'm not going to make you roll a sanity check, so I'll let you see how you deal with that. But I think that you've been jarred enough right now that that's not really going to surprise you all that much.
Lizard people? That's all they got?
I did fail, if that didn't come through earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
In your...
Roll me a d6.
2.
You see these gentlemen that are standing there that are the same person that you know for a fact you put a bullet in the back of his head. You watched him die in front of you. And you lose 2 points of sanity as you check for a moment. Ulrich, you see him sort of freeze up for just a moment. Do you take any action in that?
Yeah. No, I'm not even gonna look to see if they're armed. I'm just gonna say, "Fucking fire!" and I'm just gonna start shooting at them.
Sheriff Rex, you pause for a moment and you're shook, but you hear Ulrich behind you, and then you hear his guns begin to discharge, and you just follow suit. Both of you give me handgun.
Extreme success on my first one there.
Okay.
Hard success.
Okay. Roll for. Do you have 2 guns, Ulrich? I know Sheriff Rex does.
I only got one working arm, man.
Oh, that's right.
Do you need me to roll twice?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll twice.
Oh, another extreme success.
Got one leg and one arm.
2 extreme
Poor
success and a hard success. Wow, man. You guys are mowing through this train. So you all just unload. And no problems. You were primed, you were ready. You wanted to kill something, and you were rewarded by watching these Carl Cartwright copies at the far end. You just shoot them full, and they drop down. As soon as they hit the ground, they sort of shimmer, and their bodies, the face of Carl Cartwright is replaced with a reptilian, long-snouted face with reptilian scales.
What the hell are we dealing with, Ulrich?
I got no fucking idea, Rex.
Is there any other immediate threats in this car?
No, the only thing in the back of your mind is your friends up on the hill might start shooting back into the train car, but
Yeah, I would like to see if we can slide out the other side, like opposite of the hill, so that way if they are putting bullets into this car, we'll be on the other side of the train, hopefully. So, like, go in, kill them. I'm imagining exiting out, like, the right side.
okay. Are you going to try and press through to the door on the far side, or are you going to leave the door that you just entered?
I don't know if I've heard the lizard people so far. Is there any indication there's more of them right ahead of me or anything?
So ahead of you is the armored car that has the Gatling gun. That's the next car up. So you can see all the way from one end to the other of this train car, and the 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, then yeah, I'm gonna push ahead then, I guess.
Okay.
And hope that I don't get shot or exploded.
Ulrich, are you following suit?
As I do, I'm gonna take a look down at these reptilioids. No weapons anywhere in here?
They're all armed, yeah.
Oh.
Pretty standard. I mean, they all have the same armaments that you saw on Carl Cartwright.
So his gun with all the scratches on it?
Yep.
Being all ominous?
He's got one in his hidden shoulder holster, and then the one that he had on his hip.
Piece of shit. I'm gonna holster my gun and take his. Yeah, one of them.
You got plenty to choose from. They were taken by surprise.
Essentially, what my intent is to just have 6 free shots when I get into the next car.
Okay.
And then if I need to, just drop the gun and pull mine.
Sheriff Rex, you've expended 3 rounds from each gun, we'll say. You shot a total of 6 times.
Okay. Sounds good. If there's more guns laying around, then I'll just slide a couple of those in my back pocket then too. Why not?
Yeah, this is a plethora of guns in this cart. It was a fully armed Carl Cartwright brigade there.
Wait not, want not, you know?
Yeah. Both of you roll me a listen check.
Fail.
That's what happens when a brass die flies out of your hand.
Sling and brass.
By the way, that's the only die I use in this game. And that was also an extreme success.
Sheriff, you're still a little shook, and the shots echoing around in this train car have you a little rattled. Not out of fear, just like your ears are ringing just a little bit. And you don't notice immediately, but you do, Ulrich, that the Gatling gun has stopped firing for the moment.
Hold
as
up.
you move ahead.
What is it?
They stopped firing for the moment. Perhaps they know we're back here.
Well, what do you suggest? You've been in here before, it looks like.
I ain't been in, just passed by. You got anything big?
Not firearms wise, no.
Unfortunate. That ain't gonna help us now. All right.
No, they're weird people on this train.
We'll keep that trigger finger heavy. I suppose we should start shooting as soon as we open. I can't imagine there's anybody in here worth saving, but at this point, I don't frankly care.
Well, you look like hell. Why don't you let me go first?
Be my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna open that door even though it's quiet on the other side and blast anything that's in there.
So it's not in frame on camera, but on the
The
Zoom call, the cat is like, Emily's cat is up in the. She wants to be a part. There she is.
It's like the this person has tried to unlock your phone meme.
Yeah. All right, timing here. Okay, so, Mags, what do you do as you see your sister take off running into what was a danger zone, if you will, moments before? That's to you, Mags. Sorry.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
okay.
cat is being very distracting right
No,
now.
you're fine.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah. You've just seen your sister reach up and high five a Gatling gun, then take off running towards you, but in the firing arc of this Gatling gun.
I want to run at her,
Okay.
like full speed, and like body check her to get her to the ground because I'm scared that she's gonna get shot.
Okay. Roll for tackle. Do a contested, because Maybell, you are on a mission, right?
Yep.
You're trying to draw fire.
Yep.
So this is going to be two running backs colliding. So roll me a contested strength roll. Both you roll strength.
Oh, that's not even fair! Can I please roll dodge?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah!
You try to dodge her as she tries to tackle you. Actually, you know what? Roll me brawl, Emily. Mags. That makes sense. Brawl versus dodge.
Okay, that's much better. Much better.
I'm 90% sure anybody that is watching that is an avid Call of Cthulhu player knows that I am not doing this right, but I like the fact that you're rolling a percentage and you can kind of see how well you do. Just because you didn't succeed doesn't mean you didn't do great.
I rolled a 50. It is a success according to my skills.
Okay.
I rolled a 42, which is also a success.
So, Mags, you go to tackle your sister because you're like, what is this moron doing? She's about to get punched full of holes. And she kind of does this like and spin moves out of your way. And you go sailing past her and hit the ground, knocks the breath out of you, and she keeps running. Maybell, what is your response to your sister?
I'll sort of with Mags hitting the ground, I'll look back over my shoulder real quick and just yell, "Sorry!" And I'll keep running towards the armored car that's in front. Do I know how to light this stick of dynamite?
Roll me intelligence.
That's a hard success.
Everyone kind of carries a flint and steel in their pocket, and you could take a few moments to try and spark out this dynamite.
Cool. Then
but it would take you a second.
That's fine. once I kind of arc back to that first armored train car, I'm going to wedge the stick of dynamite sort of up where the actual mechanism for the wheel meets the train car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to kind of wedge it in there and then work with the flint to light it.
Okay. About this time, as you're running, give me another dodge roll. Just imagining what this looks like from the gun operator's perspective.
I'm sure this isn't great.
Mags hides, they're shooting at her, and then she comes running out and just like jumps and goes sailing past.
Hard success.
Hard success. Okay. As you're running back towards the train, the gun opens fire again, and you hear as 4 or 5 bullets go sailing through the air that you just passed, and then you hear a whoomph. And about that time, Sheriff Rex and Ulrich, you kick the door to the armored train open. The latch, actually, Sheriff Rex, give me a strength roll.
That's about as hard as you can fail. Almost.
Okay, you go to kick this door, and your leg bounces back, like you feel like you just kicked a wall.
Door stuck.
And then inside you hear the gun start up again.
What kind of door is this in front of me?
It's an armored door, so it's
Damn. Okay.
akin to the rest of the armored car there. But you hear a whoomp, and you hear metal pinging all from inside of that car, as something has happened inside and the gun stops firing. Then you hear the mechanism kind of like of the door, and the door opens out towards you, and all right, as an actual human, so as far as you can tell, kind of stumbles out, and smoke is billowing out of this armored car.
Motherfucker's dead.
He tumbles out. Are both of you shooting him?
I don't immediately recognize him, right?
No, he's not anybody that you recognize.
Is he unarmed? Can I tell that in the glance?
He is not carrying. He's got one on his hip, but
well, if he's stumbling close enough for me to grab him, I'm gonna pull him back. But if he's out of reach, like even if he's just a foot out of reach, I'm gonna shoot him in the leg first.
You're both pretty keyed up as this all happens, so roll me a just roll the dice for both of you.
Roll a shoot innocent.
Yeah, above 50, you have a moment of clarity where you can grab him. Below 50, you're gonna shoot him.
Okay, I got above 50.
Well, hold up. I'm gonna tell you right now because I got a 95.
Okay.
Regardless of that, the fact that this door is now opening startles me enough that when I see a form, I'm shooting.
Okay,
That's
fair.
Yeah.
I was thinking like human shield sort of thing, but this works too.
I mean, you could still
just
use
telling you
the
where I'm
body
at.
as a shield, I guess, if you grabbed it before it hit the ground. So yeah, you both. I'm not even. It's close. You don't need to roll for it. You just boom, open up with every gun that you have. So 3 rounds connect in this person's chest as he is stumbling out, coughing, and then kind of rocks back into the car. Outside, Mags, you hear this as the gun starts shooting at your sister, and then it boom, and smoke starts billowing out of the train car there as you hear metal pinging all out over inside there.
I give an impressed nod and then take off after Maybell.
Okay. Maybell, we're going to hold off for just a minute on your attempt to light this here dynamite.
Okay.
Gentlemen, you have this smoking train car ahead of you.
Sure would be a good moment for some of that dynamite.
Fire in the hole.
It's just smoking.
Yep, and it's
There's no-
dark in there. It's dim, very dim light. Just whatever's coming through the
Coughing?
cracks in the
It doesn't say, do we hear anything?
Yeah, you do hear some belabored moans from inside.
I'm gonna shoot in the direction of the bones.
No
Yep.
mercy.
Blind
You hear another cough and then silence as kind of that, that sound of like cooling metal as it all
Yeah.
just kind of like,
It shrinks back.
yeah, and you hear some tings and pops.
Do I have anything that I can cover my mouth? Cloth, something like that?
Sure, every cowboy has a bandana, right? So in
Yeah.
case you go to rob a bank, you can cover half your face.
Oh, of course.
You sure you want to go in there? I mean, I don't see any harm in just wait until the smoke clears if it just exploded.
Fair
I don't
enough.
want
Perhaps
anything-
I'm
I
a
don't
little
want
too
any-
uppity.
I just don't want any crazy lizard dead man jumping me.
I'm gonna take a couple paces back to said lizard car. Actually, no, our intention was to get out of the train to avoid any fire
Mm-hmm.
in case it starts back up. Yeah, I'm gonna toss the gun that was Cartwright's because I have no free holster for it. Use my available arm to kind of hold the railing of such and just kind of labor myself down and lean against the train car for a moment, catch my breath.
The three gentlemen on horses are around and they're kind of peeking in that passenger car, and they all have just wide-eyed like. There's some insanity brewing there on all three of them. They thought they were prepared for anything and they weren't quite prepared for lizard people dead in the train there.
Yeah, so I think for the time being we're waiting it out.
Okay. Maybell. You have this stick of dynamite wedged in the train car,
Yep.
and you go to strike your flint and steel and light it.
Mm-hmm.
And from that armored car, the last intact car on this train, you see a light start to shimmer through the cracks in the armor, because it's where you're standing. You can kind of see up under those shutters. And suddenly this light bursts out from the train car. It's not just light, it has a physical tangibility to it as all the shutters fly open. And your stick of dynamite, as you're trying to strike it, goes flying away from the car, unlit. And you hear a voice. A low, gravelly voice. Enough! As this blast goes out. Sheriff Rex, you are knocked back all the way through, because you've got a train car in between. You feel buffeted by like a strong wind as you take a step back. Ulrich, where you're kind of rested up against the train, nothing happens to you, but it hits the three men on the horses there, and their horses rear up. All three of them get thrown from their horses, and the horses take off wild-eyed. Mags, as you start to stand up from where you had attempted to save your sister, you're kind of on one knee and you're standing up when you get buffeted back by this force emanating from the train. And suddenly, Maybell, you are no longer there in the train. you are in a very familiar setting. It's your home in Boston and or Philadelphia, wherever we said you were from. Your home back east. Uh, you remember every aspect of it from your childhood, and it's not a happy day. It's the day that you had the memorial service for your mother, and you're sitting as a small child in this room with adults talking about things you don't understand, and your sister's there holding your hand, and ahead you see the open casket, and you feel drawn towards it, and you stand up and you begin to walk forward. You don't have control of your body as your feet move towards this casket that you know what's in it, and you know you don't want to look in it, and you're gripping Mags's hand tight. And as you get to the edge of the coffin, you look inside, and there's your mother, but it's not your mother as you remember her. It's a skeleton, and you don't know how you know it's your mother because there's no defining features, but it is your mother. And you let go of Mags's hands and clasp him to your face in a startled shock. And then when you look back, you see that Mags is standing there, and she is burned to a crisp. She is fully the age that you just left her. She's no longer a child, but in the way of dreams, things have shifted. And she is standing there, charred. Her hair is burnt off. And she just looks at you and goes, "Why didn't you save me?" And drifts off to ash. And behind her, you see your father sitting in a chair with his legs crossed in a familiar method that he always did, but he doesn't have a head.
Okay. Are there ashes in front of me where Mags was?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And her hammer is standing upright in the pile of ashes.
So May's probably gonna go into one of those just horrified hysterics mode where you scream but no noise comes out. And she'll sort of fall to her knees, and where Mags had been and where she just collapsed in this pile of ash, she's just mindlessly gonna try and pick it back up and put it back together and make it back into Mags.
The ashes fall apart as you're grabbing them like fine mist. They drift away as you are trying to gather it all to you. And as you do this, the room around you continues to deteriorate until the room itself drifts away, and your father's headless body is the last thing to fade out of existence. Your sister's hammer is sitting there, and you are left on the plains that are also very familiar to you. It's the area outside of your family's ranch. And as you look around, all of the buildings burn around you, including the tree under which you buried your father, as ash drifts around thick as snow.
Are the buildings are still there, but they're on fire?
So there's smoldering flames, but it's a barren landscape. Like the house is burned out completely. It's sort of the aftermath of the fire.
Maybelle is gonna do a full 360-degree turn, and she's gonna start calling out for Mags, and then when she gets no response, she's gonna start calling out for her father and for her mother, and just sort of collapse.
Roll me a sanity check.
That's a failure.
Roll me a
D6.
d6. Yep.
4.
You lose 4 points of sanity. Ulrich, as you're standing on the train car and you're buffeted, you sort of get knocked back into the train, and you see the horses rear and take off running, and you seem to fall further back into the train and further until you sort of come to, and you shake your head, and you're sitting in a chair in a very familiar study. The study on the Monroe Ranch. And you look down and you try to wipe your eyes, and you're tied to the chair. And you hear behind you, "You thought you would get me? I told you that there were horrors beyond reckoning ahead of you." And out from behind you, Carl Cartwright steps. You hear his spurs. Wait, did I get the name right? You know what? I
Yes.
just ruined the mood. Yeah. You hear his spurs on the wood as he comes into your vision, and you're able to sort of turn your head, but you're not bound, but you can't fully look at the room. And he says, "You should have listened to me when you had the chance." And he just backhands you right across the face, rocks your head back, and he says, "You thought you were strong enough? You thought you could follow in your father's footsteps? You thought you could change things? There's evil in this world that you can't even begin to imagine." And he pulls his gun out and he shoots you right in the shoulder. And flames. You've been shot in the shoulder recently. And this is unlike anything you felt before, as it radiates out across your whole body. And he says, "You know, I could kill you right now, but that would be just too kind. Bring her in." And the door to the study kicks open. And another Carl Cartwright drags in Maybell, kicking and screaming. And he says, "You can't stop me. You never could." And he just pulls his gun and shoots her right in the face. And
You
she
got no
stops.
business with them.
"My business is with you. And guess what? Business is good. Bring in the next one."
No. What do you want?
"I'm just here to sow destruction, my friend." And he reaches up and pulls his face off. And underneath is this reptilian scaled face with long, sharp teeth. Roll me sanity.
17. That is pretty damn good.
As he pulls his face off, and you look, you see this reptilian face. And he draws back and hits you again. But this time, you think, no, I've been here. This isn't how it happened. He was in the chair. And his hand sort of, it feels like somebody's taken a pillow and pushed it through your face. It's got this weird, unearthly quality as it just pushes through. And you sort of blink. And the sun is bright. And there's horses around you. And you're back next to the train. Mags. You stand up, you start to stand up, and this wind hits you. And suddenly, the sun is shining. You have this, you take a deep breath, and it's a beautiful floral fragrance. And as you sort of clear your vision, you look and you're standing on an elaborate rug. And you're looking ahead, and ahead of you is this beautiful white trellis with flowers coming down it. And you look to your left and you see a crowd of people that you recognize. You see your mother, and she's crying just a little bit, but she's smiling as she cries. And you see your Aunt Mabel that you haven't seen in years, who Maybelle Belly was named after. And you see a crowd of people on your other side that you don't recognize. But then as you're looking over at them, you see there's an arm around your arm. And you look up, and there's your father. And he's dressed in his best. And he looks at you and he goes, "I'm so proud of you, Mags. I'm so proud that you've stepped up in this social circle of life, and you're doing your best to further our family. I'm so proud that you've agreed to marry." And you look ahead, and your sister is standing there to your underneath the trellis ahead, and there's a gentleman that you don't recognize at first, but then his features sort of coalesce into the face of Carl Cartwright, and he's standing there ahead of you, smiling. There's a minister at the next to him, and your father says, "This is the happiest day of my life. You are finally being the daughter I always wanted you to be." And he takes a step forward and pulls your arm, and you take another step forward with him. And he continues, and you try as hard as you can to stop your feet moving forward, but it keeps moving towards this inevitable destiny that is an altar and a ring.
Can I scream?
You can try.
I try to scream.
You scream inside your head, but you make no noise out loud as you get drawn inexorably on towards the end of this aisle. And waiting there is Carl Cartwright with this smarmy face, and he says, "I can't wait to get you home, honey. Take care of my house, and we can raise a whole host of children. Evil takes many forms." And he winks as he says that last bit. And you step forward, and the minister starts his rite, and you feel everything's just kind of blurring around you, and your hand goes out involuntarily as a ring gets slipped onto your finger. Roll for sanity.
Yeah, that's it's not good. It's really not good. That was an 82.
82, a fail. Roll me a d6. Oh no.
2.
Okay, you lose 2 points of sanity as this internal screaming it's become just one constant screech inside your head as you can't stop as Carl turns and takes his arm around your arm, and you all start to walk back down the aisle, and you see out of the corner of your eye Mabel as she's just clapping, and tears are streaming down her face, and she's so happy for you. Sheriff Rex.
Mm-hmm.
You stand at the edge of this door, and you feel this wind just crash through you, and suddenly you're standing in a house, and you've never been here before, but it's familiar. You look at the fireplace and you say, I built that with my 2 hands. And you look around the walls and you see this house that you've built, and you look down at your hands and they look worn. Your knuckles are a little swollen, and you look down and you see that you're no longer the young man that you were. And you have the flood of memories, of happy memories, where you were the sheriff of the town, and you struck up a relationship with the young Monroe daughter, and you joined their family, and you had a happy life. Your best friend Ulrich Wolf lives down the street. You have this wonderful life that you never thought you'd have. You never had attachments. You were always sort of living life as it was, but you never felt that attachment, that those roots really take hold. And as you stand and look and admire everything that you've built and achieved in your life, you
That's
hear
it. It's just a super happy ending.
just wins. Yep. And you die peacefully in your sleep, with your boots on. You
Like a
hear
man.
Shut
a
up.
dog barking in the yard outside, and it suddenly cuts off with a whimper, and the door to your house gets kicked in, and in steps a man that you know to be dead because you shot him yourself, Carl Cartwright. And he walks in and he tosses a gun down on the floor in front of you, and you look at it and you know it's Ulrich's, and you also know that would not have left Ulrich's hands as if he was alive and had breath in his lungs. And he spits on it and he says, "You don't deserve happiness, Sheriff. You've done horrible things in your life, and I'm gonna take every last memory from you." And he walks in and he just pushes you, and you fall back into a chair, and you hit with a heavy as he draws his gun out, and there's a series of pictures on the mantle, and he takes bead and he shoots every single one of them, each one representing a happy memory from this life that you've built. And he says, "You can't stop me." And then he pulls a stick of wood from the fireplace that was burning, and he starts setting this mantle on fire. This representation, the center of this house that you've built, the heart of the household that you've built, he begins to burn around you. And you attempt to stand up. You try to stand up, and you just don't have any strength in your limbs. And he says, "Your family, they're gone. Ashes in the wind. This life you built, gone. I will burn everything down around you." And you start to remember things that didn't happen. You remember every bad thing that has happened, every argument that you've had, with the Monroe daughter of your with Maybell, as you
Were you gonna say of my choosing?
I was, and I opted not for that because
I'm really glad.
You remember every argument, and every time that there's an argument, she storms out and leaves you, and you live that over and over and over again. It doesn't matter what actually happened. This is what you are remembering now. And it's not physical pain, it's emotional agony that shoots through your heart every single time this happens. Roll me a sanity check.
That's a succeed.
and you think, wait, I've never had those arguments. These aren't my memories. And as you do that, he looks at you and says, no, this is what could be, but you'll never allow it to happen. And he takes that stick that he's burning your fireplace down with, and he throws it right at you, and it strikes you in the chest. And you feel this warm, it's so hot it's painful, spread out from your chest to your fingertips, and suddenly you're shook, and you have that smell of smoke in your lungs, and you cough, and as you cough it shakes your vision, and you see the train ahead of you, and you look down and you see Ulrich is kind of shaking. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
No!
I hate it.
Me too.
So of all, Emily's was the hardest one for me to say out loud. that was
I was thinking about that because I was like, boy, talking about marriage is a bad thing. You and I mean, I kind of teetered around it because I couldn't just bring myself to say it. The marrying to up your status as a household, as the Skylar sister thing was going through my head. That was the. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's our story. Call of Cthulhu is regardless how light we get it, it's supposed to be a horror thing. So I wanted to draw it back down just a little bit. Massive success on the train though, guys. Like, I wasn't expecting you guys. I thought somebody else would get shot. You jerks, rolling super well. But
Yeah.
that's the way the dice roll. I hope you all had fun this evening. We're gonna sing us out in backwards order. Mason.
yes, thank you,
Is
Stina.
that backwards? Yeah. Mason, tell us where folks can find you. And do you have anything going on? I know we're coming up on the holidays.
Hey everybody, yeah, my name is Mason Dula. You can generally find me over on Wizard Rex TV here on Twitch as well as here. Do have things to announce, but I don't have dates for them yet, so I'm not going to do that. But we do D&D and Call of Cthulhu and other fun stuff on our channel all the time, as well as I hang out with all of these nerds who are some of my favorite people in the world. So you know, follow them too. Emily the Spoon, even though she doesn't stream, she's gonna try and shout out her stuff for her.
And speaking of Emily the Spoon, hey, how are you?
I don't stream, so.
But
Yeah,
where
Emily the Spoon.
can people find you?
Emily the Spoon everywhere. And it's a joke that I don't stream, but I'm so honored to be a guest here on Iron Dust and Blood. It's only because I'm Justice and Diana's special friend.
Stop that.
Very special friend.
And we do have the other upcoming show. Have we announced any details about that yet?
It's set for next week, I guess. We've canceled and moved so many times, but
No, it
yeah.
has to happen next week.
Okay, it has
It
to happen
has
next
to happen
week.
next week.
But
We're starting
Alright.
late.
have we said what it is yet?
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
that
I
cat is
couldn't-
out of the
I
bag.
couldn't keep track. So our Wraith Echoes of New York show, which is led by the amazing B. Dave Walters, will be premiering next Friday. So I don't stream, but you can find me streaming there. And then in my day-to-day, I'm director of licensing at Roll20, so I could go on and on about the exciting announcements I have going there, but this is not the time or the place. Just, check out Roll20 and you'll find out.
Yeah. If there is anything personal, any projects that you're running, now's the time to shout it out. If there's something you're exceptionally proud about, come on. It's 2020. Pat yourself on the back.
Do it. You won't.
You know what? I will take you up on that when NDAs allow me to.
Oh, fun. Behind the paywall. Speaking of being behind the paywall, Ulrich Wolf, tell us where people can find you.
I can't believe you just
We
did
talking about
that.
being a bounty hunter or being an OnlyFans connoisseur?
It's your OnlyFans. He wants you to talk about your OnlyFans.
Well, that ain't started until 2021, dear children. But you can find a link to that on my Twitter, which is also under Lord Fancy with an IE and an underscore. Also in December, we will be having a special Christmas-themed mini campaign. So make sure you check out the Twitter for that. I will be roping people in very shortly.
And that's on your Twitch channel, which is Lord Fancy, correct?
Yes, on my Twitch, which is under the same name. Hold on, let me pop over.
I just put it in chat.
Oh, why, thank you, Bard and Barbarian, for shouting me out for that. So yeah, you can find me there. We do the D&D thing. We are back for Tuesday nights. Just came back this past Tuesday. Felt so good. And we will be back every Tuesday.
Sorry.
Damn straight. Going forward. Yeah, so if you check out my Twitter, you can get updates for everything. That's it.
Fantastic. And Miss Diana, I feel like we have lots of exciting things to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about all of them, though. I'm just going to focus on the highlights. First of all, if you haven't entered the Die Hard Dice giveaway, go ahead and pop over in chat, type !love so you can be a part of that. It's US, Canada, it's worldwide. I got you all. Although if it's going to Quebec, I know Quebec is weird, and if there's extra fees, I don't accept responsibility for those. So, me personally, Saturday, we will not be doing Saturday morning cartoons because I will be over on the Wizards D&D channel playing a game for Jasper's Game Day. So, Fenway Jones, Teen DM, is going to lead myself, Trisha Hirschberger, Cynthia Marie, and a special guest through a special adventure to raise money for suicide awareness. I hope you all will join me over there. It's kind of exciting to be on the Wizards D&D channel, but
pretty cool.
It should be a good time. And if you don't know about Jasper's Game Day, they're an incredible organization. And
Fenway Jones is just a fucking amazing human. Let's just
for real. She's
acknowledge.
I don't know if she's in college yet or not, but she started this organization a couple of years ago, and they've since grown. Yep, they've grown so much. It's yearly events, and they do all kinds of great shows, lots of games, lots of community building and resource building there. Additionally, bardandbarbarian.com starts our season of giving tomorrow. That's something that when Justice and I started Bard and Barbarian, one of the things that we wanted to make sure we did was support our community and try and promote people who are great makers and who deserve recognition. So for the next month, November 20th through December 20th, every order that comes through the Bard and Barbarian store over $20 is going to receive a free gift from Justice and I from one of the makers in the community that we love. So I've ordered a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm really excited to share it with everybody. Additionally,
there's a literal pile of presents.
Yeah, I've been
cool initiative,
I've been wrapping
like,
presents. It's really exciting. I get to play
so
Santa.
Cool.
And we're releasing new stuff for it. So we're going to be sharing some new Bard and Barbarian goodies with everybody this coming week, too. And I think that's it. That's it. And I work for Die Hard Dice, who are amazing. Yay.
So definitely check out the website and the social media as we announce things. So I guess that's me. I am one half of the team here at Bard and Barbarian. I am your storyteller here for Call of Cthulhu, and I usually run Saturday morning cartoons, which we are not doing this week. And next week we might the next one we might do a one-on-one shot because Emily won't be able to join us on Thursday. So we'll have to play that by ear, but we might do, since the Monroe sisters are sort of trapped in a living nightmare, maybe we'll do a one-on-one shot Saturday morning cartoon special.
That's what you want on
We'll
a
see.
Saturday morning. Living nightmares.
Living nightmares. Wake up and nightmare with us.
And if it's this campaign.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can find me on all the social medias as Stash Mandu. I have slacked on all my social medias because I'm tired. Just tired, guys. But we are getting established here at the new house and get everything set up, and we are really excited to be back up and streaming. I love this campaign. I love this cast. I can't thank you all enough. I know you didn't feel super great tonight, Mason, so I am so happy that you were able to join us, and I hope that you all had fun, and I hope that you all had fun watching.
Oh, hey, I need to pick a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys. I almost asked who was... while I'm doing this, why don't you guys see who's online, who we can raid?
Pyre's
Pyre's online? Anne? Let's raid Anne. Hey, Amanda, you win!
Congratulations!
Yay! All right, I'm going to kick us over to Anne Richmond, Hearthsinger Games, who is amazing and wonderful. if I could, spell, that'd be like
And
a plus,
deserves
a
all
bonus. She's so good. She does a lot of D&D content in her own right. She's a wonderful storyteller, a great role player, an actress, and just a cool human who we love. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Love you all.
Watch Mandalorian tomorrow.
Bye!